but how important it is to not be fake when you're talking.
You can't just pivot away from that completely in one go. Your audience is going to feel abandoned, shocked.
You're in control of that delivery. What you're not control of is how people respond to your delivery.
Don't just keep changing your tactic every 30 days because you haven't managed to get that video that's gone viral.
Being purposely negative on your posts is a massive personal brand L.
No.
Yeah?
Where are we going?
Is this good?
Right here?
Yeah.
No, this is awful.
Oh, what about the staircase?
Why not?
It's just better lighting, isn't it?
Why be like this? All those nerds working away. Don't look down. Don't look down. Not a fan of.
We're going for a ride.
Closing.
We're going on a trip.
Going up.
What's that song? I think going on a bear hunt.
No. Hey, look. You need that office card. That's what I'm saying. Bash. That looks promising. Yeah, you just push it. It's just a push door. We made it. This is bougie. Wow. Look how cool our building is.
We have this thing in the office about personal brand L, the boys call it. Like this. And basically it's what we don't think works well in a personal brand. I personally, sorry for want of another word, feel like being purposely negative on your posts is a massive personal brand L. So there's some big creators out there that make it their brand to do solely satire, which I actually have an 80% success rate with, or just pure sarcasm. Their brand is complaining. And for me, there's enough dreary, horrible shit out there in the world that we don't need to make our personal brands about all of that crappy stuff. Instead, you should focus on bringing joy to people. And if you can't bring joy, bring value. Don't just complain. And I can say that as a pregnant woman, a Taurus, and what else am I? A Northerner. We're great at complaining.
Apparently not. That's a bargain.
Please take me.
I think he sees the cable. I've spoken a lot before on mainly my TikTok channel, sometimes on the Klowt vlog, depends how I've felt, about how important it is to not be fake when you're talking. It's tricky because you want people to like you, and we're all kind of naturally ingrained as human beings to not think people are going to like what we have to say. But if you're not authentic and you're not real when you're talking, your personal brand isn't personal, it's crafted, I suppose. So it's okay to be yourself 10% augmented just to make people like you a bit more. We all do it, it's fine. But don't pretend to be someone else. Don't change your values, don't change who you are fundamentally, especially on video, because people are going to meet you, they'll have seen you talking, and they're going to be like, well, you're nothing like what you are on your social media, and frankly, I don't like you. So don't be like that. Don't make people not like you, and you'll be absolutely fine. Hey boss.
Yeah.
How are we?
Just letting people know you have to work extremely hard.
Maybe if we're careful.
It's hard to understand.
Who's walking who? Nah, you got to press the button here, so that's a very common L, that is.
If it wasn't so echoey around here, this could look quite nice with some content, but it's just so echoey.
Yeah, we did have a think about it, but people talking.
Well, and to be honest, maybe just other people talking. As soon as you start talking, people have to go everywhere.
God, you'll find out when you edit the vlog, won't you, mate?
It's really important when you're looking at what you want to achieve with your personal brand, that once you've picked something, stick with it for a long period of time. Just because you're not getting the views or the likes you want after 3 months, 6 months, maybe even 12 months, don't just keep changing your tactic every 30 days because you haven't managed to get that video that's gone viral. If you keep switching up your audience and giving them different bits of content, you start off wanting to be a golf influencer and then you change over to football, everything you've done for that first 30 days, completely gone. Stick to what you want to do, build it, and then fine, after 12 months, maybe think of a different tactic if no one is interested in what you're saying.
Do you got anything to add?
Well,
You shouldn't be talking about something because your audience likes it or doesn't like it. It's not about that. It's about solving a problem for them. It's not about their likes and dislikes per se. If we're talking about straying away from what your audience is interested in or cares about or what their pain points are, then that's a bad thing for sure. But you shouldn't be thinking about what they like and what they don't like, because you're never going to please everyone, and your audience doesn't have all the same interests in that way, but they all have the same, if you're doing it right, they all have the same problem, pain points, things they want to hear about. So straying away from what your audience like isn't a pitfall. Actually, if you're thinking about that too heavily, you're probably going to be talking about things that are really boring, that no one gives a shit about.
Breaking news, Amelia Sordell thinks her team are all a bunch of wankers.
Yeah, cancel me, motherfucker. They are wankers and they don't tell me I've got lipstick on my teeth. What was the question? Sorry.
So fuck everyone else.
Fuck everyone, yeah.
Why?
That's the post. I can't remember what I was going to say to you.
No.
Oh yeah, you are in control of your delivery, right? You're in control of how you deliver content, how you deliver your message, how you talk to people. Whether you're, speaking to your friends, speaking to your colleagues, speaking to your boss, speaking to your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, or speaking to your audience online, you're in control of that delivery. What you're not control of is how people respond to your delivery. And we all spend a heck of a lot of time worrying about controlling how people respond to us, right? If you've done everything you can to make your argument and make it in an empathetic way, speak your truth, and also consider other people's perspectives, and people are still triggered by that truth, that's on them, that's not on you. And it's not your responsibility to dim your light to make other people feel comfortable. After all, the sun does not give a fuck who it blinds.
So another personal brand L is if you think about what you're posting for too long, and I know controversial, there's going to be some big CEOs out there that can only say what's signed off by those above. I get it. But if you're thinking too long and too hard about what you're saying, reality is you're going to water down the thing that it is that you're saying. And nobody's going to get what the fuck you're on about, much like I don't understand what I'm talking about right now. And pretty much it's a massive, big personal brand L, because you don't get a personal brand. You just get loads of nonsense that other people have approved, and it's actually not what you think at all.
You run an account on TikTok and you've always spoken about one thing. You've grown it to 12,000 followers. You're averaging 50k on every video you upload. Smashing it, you're in a really good spot. And then you're like, oh yeah, but I don't really think like I should be talking about this anymore. Maybe I should talk about this instead. Let's stray from what I've proved works.
Okay,
and then
so-
all of a sudden your views drop.
So straying from what your audience is used to, and used to you posting and what's helped you grow to a certain point, you can't just pivot away from that completely in one go. Your audience is going to feel abandoned, shocked. Like people who watch if you follow an account on TikTok, you follow it because it's consistent usually, and you know they do like a certain series, or you like their content, or like they talk about a certain thing, and that's why you follow them. And if they were to, for example, just stop talking about that altogether or talk about something completely different, you'll be like, well, why have they done that? And it'll feel inauthentic, B, it'll feel confusing, and your audiences, we're so overwhelmed by content these days. There's so much out there that you want a bit of familiarity, and if you change that all of a sudden, you might lose them. So the best way to do it, if you kind of are talking about one thing and you want to be talking about something else, or maybe your career's gone a different direction, or you've got a different role, or maybe the thing that you're talking about anymore you're not interested in anymore, you've got to find a way to pivot slowly and in a way that's going to make sense for your audience and not shock the system.
What's your name and what do you do?
I'm Delia. I'm a copywriter.
When did you start?
I started 2.5 weeks ago.
Enjoying it?
Yes.
Blink twice if I made you say that.
Now I'm like gonna focus on not blinking.
That's fair.
No, it's been great.
Good. How do you maintain like an authentic tone of voice to make sure that things don't go wrong?
I think for me, if I'm reading a transcript or, in the interview or whatever with the client, it's all about active listening. So if a client says something in a way that you wouldn't necessarily say in that way, that's gonna like pique my interest of why would they have phrased it that way, and what does that say about them as a person, if that makes sense. So if I can pick out those pieces, that's what makes the person who they are. So just different turns of phrases, or we work with American and British clients, so a lot of times I'm learning how English people say things, and I'm like, that makes it easier because I'm like, whoa, I've never heard that before, and I have to like look up what it means. But injecting those parts into the copy is what makes copy special. It doesn't just sound like an AI bot writing or something. It's a person who's speaking.
Can social media copywriting ever truly be considered authentic?
Ooh, that's hard. I think it can. I mean, maybe I have to say that it can, but I would like to think it does, because if you're connecting with something, like I can't connect with corporate speak, I can't connect with ChatGPT, but if I'm reading someone's LinkedIn post, even if it is me who's writing it, if someone can connect with it, then my job has been done correctly. That means that authentic voice has come through in some positive way.
Smashed it. Welcome to the Klowt blog.
Oh my god.
Give it a go, experiment. Like have a couple of, in your next 10 videos, have a couple that are a little bit further away from what you usually talk about, but make sure that, if they don't like that video, there's another one there for them to watch, the next day. And if that video does really well compared to the other one, then add a little bit more, maybe do 4 out of 10 next time, and then 6 out of 10, and then, all of a sudden, you're posting about the new topic. But don't dive all in, because you might lose a ton of followers really fast, and then you haven't given them a chance to adjust.
Thanks, guys. Have a nice meeting.
Now I'm on my own, walking back to the office. Vlog done.